Jai Eugene Sr. here, DB coach at Destrehan High School, and you're watching the FanView podcast. Different. Time the best football player I've seen at LSU.
You, come on.
That I've been with. Pat was the best athlete. Him and Ryan Perrilloux was the best athletes I've without at my time there. Time's best football player.
Y'all already know what it is. It's the 50th episode of the FanView podcast.
5-0.
5-0. We're just missing the 4, baby.
You know.
Listen, thank everybody watching FanView podcast. Listen, get subscribed. FanView podcast if you're on IG. FanView NOLA if you're on X. Can't say Twitter. But obviously if you're on TikTok, if you're on IG, if you're on Facebook, it's FanView podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You wherever we at, we are there. We can't stop. We won't stop. I'm DatBoyFred.
Coach Hurricane Hen back at it again, baby.
Yeah, baby. Listen, my man G Sports, he's not here for the 50th episode, but trust me, he's in our hearts. Trust me, he's here grinding with us each and every time. But man, we got another special guest, Coach Hen.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, so, episode 1 was the LSU great.
Yes.
Episode 50, another LSU great.
Listen, everybody, listen. We got Destrehan, DB coach Jai Eugene. He's a former 5-star recruit from the state of Louisiana, one of the top DBs in the country in the class of 06, national champion at LSU. Man, first and foremost, man, we're glad to have you on the FanView podcast, man. It's been a long time coming, man. We've been following your career, man, literally since we probably been in high school. I mean, I graduated high school. He didn't graduate high school in 03. But that didn't mean we stopped following kids that came out of the state in terms of where they were going, especially the highly rated recruits at y'all high school levels, man. First of all, it's been a long time coming. Appreciate you having you on the podcast.
Thank you, man. Blessed to be here, man. What an honor, man. I always follow the show. I always see G post it, and G been doing it and labbing with you guys, man. It's been great, though. I see a lot of good guys come on here, and give their knowledge and speak their knowledge. I tip my hat to y'all, bro. Y'all been doing it, man. Y'all been doing it. Keep going, though.
Oh, we can't stop. We won't stop, baby.
Yeah.
Can't stop. We won't stop.
Appreciate it, baby.
We like to stop this. We always like to start our episode off with about your journey. Every person who comes on the FanView podcast, we sit down, we chop it up, talk to them about their journey. But we want to talk to you about your journey, man. Talk about your journey into football. Talk about your, how did football was introduced to you? How did you become this 5-star prospect? And talk about your career as an athlete at LSU. Talk about your journey in terms of football.
I'm from St. Rose, Louisiana, a small town. But we breed athletes, though. I'll tell you that. Justin Jefferson, Ed Reed moved from there. All the Jefferson brothers.
Yeah. Jordan.
Yeah.
Ricky.
So we got some talent that comes from there. Even the younger talent now that we have up and coming, they're going to be really good. A lot of success at Destrehan is ton of guys that come from my small town, St. Rose. But I started playing young, man, and football is my life and still is. Fell in love for the game at a young age. I always been a student of the game, and I implement that in my son too. But started playing since I was 6 years old. Well, 7. Couldn't play when I was 6. Mom tried to sign me up for it at 6 years old, but they denied me and didn't want to let me play. They said I was too young, so that was the chip on my shoulder.
Should have Kenny Heights, brother.
Yeah.
They got you in.
They got you in, brother. 6, 7, 8 with the Steelers, brother.
Yeah.
Got you in.
So I started playing at 7. I had a chip on my shoulder, man, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I always wanted to be great at it. Fell in love with scoring touchdowns. I actually was a running back my entire time playing park ball. And when I got to high school, I played quarterback and stuff too. Still played a little DB. I started off, but transitioned to quarterback to help the team out, and was successful at that. We had a pretty good runs in high school. And then after that, committed to Michigan, and then signed with LSU on signing day, and went to LSU, played under some great coaches. I learned a lot, man. So I feel that's when you really learn a lot of football when you get to college,
right?
And unless you're fortunate to get coached by some coaches that have played on that level, that can enhance your IQ of the game. And that's basically what I do now. But when I got to college, that's when I learned a lot of defense and learned under some good coaches like Bo Pelini.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Raymond was actually an assistant DB coach there. So
Yeah.
show you how
Bo
time
Pelini
flies.
was a former head coach in Nebraska. I mean, Bo
Absolutely.
Pelini's been highly regarded defensive coach.
Yep. John Chavis, Chief,
Yeah.
from over from Tennessee.
Mhm.
He's a legendary DC in the SEC world. So just was mentored and coached by some great coaches. Ron Cooper.
But the question I would ask is, you originally said you committed to Michigan.
Yeah.
Coming out of high school. Think about going to Ann Arbor. Think about what Michigan is at today, competing for a 14 playoff to win the national. Why Michigan?
Because I thought it was I wanted to go somewhere different. At that time, everybody was going to USC, Texas, and that's when LSU, Nick Saban really started to buckle down and getting all the dogs out of the state of Louisiana. So when LSU was starting to become the thing.
I got you.
That 03 class, and then with Marlon Favorite, the 04 class.
Yeah.
That's when LSU was a thing.
And
So
05 with Paraloo.
05 for Paraloo, and then I was, like I said, I was Les Miles' first real recruiting class. I was in that group. Paraloo was the first one, but they only had 11. But his full recruiting class, I was part of that group. And just staying home, man. And I had a son in high school, so that was the main reason why I stayed. I chose to go to LSU, but Michigan was a pretty dope place, though, man. It felt comfortable. I'll be honest with you. Mike Hart showed me a great time. I don't know if y'all remember Lamar Woody played for Pittsburgh.
Yes,
Pittsburgh. Yes.
He did great on my visit. Michigan was all tradition though, but it was something different, and I know that I could make an impact too. And also, they was gonna let me run track there too. So
Man,
excited about that.
I remember this, man. You and Brandon Graham were both committed to Michigan. Brandon Graham, people don't understand. Brandon Graham still plays for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
He's the DN there. And I remember you guys would have started of that recruiting class in 06. So I'm like, man, Jai Eugene going to Michigan.
Yeah, Brandon, good dude, man.
And I'm like, yeah.
Brandon,
He went
good
to LSU.
dude.
I was like, no. No. What we doing, Lord?
I was like,
let's go. What we doing?
Yeah.
What we doing?
But LSU, man, it's love, man. It's home, man, and the connections and the relationships that I have built with guys and not just the teammates, the players, but the training staff, the equipment staff managers, the video guys, just built great relationships.
Ultimately, believe now you made the right decision.
Absolutely, man. And I did it for my son, man, and it paid dividends. It really worked out, and we need our fathers. Their kids need their fathers, especially us, man. So
Massive.
I couldn't leave that. I couldn't leave him like that. I always wanted to be a part of that. And it worked out well. He's at Tulane now, and he's loving it. So it all worked out.
Gotcha.
now, how much pressure was it for you being a 5-star, and especially all the honors that came with, you played in the All-Star game and all that stuff, when Les Miles became the new coach, when Nick had left and went to Miami, because you became his first major flip.
Yes.
And this is before like the social media and all that stuff. So to have all that on you and still have to play your senior year, how much pressure was that going?
It wasn't a ton of pressure. I actually got used to the recruiting because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be the best, man. And I think my recruiting process really started late. I didn't really start getting a ton of offers until like the spring after at the end of my junior year in the spring. So that's when I really started getting the offers. Now Nick Saban did offer me my sophomore year when I went to state and ran well in the 100. And he came and offered me, so that was my first offer. And then when Nick left, the offer went away.
Right.
Sorry, the offer went away. And then, like I said, at the end of my junior year for the spring, in the spring game, I did well, and that's when the offer started coming. And then just like that, so Scout.com is the new 24, is the old 24/7.
24/7. Yep.
So they had a combine camp at Tulane, and I did well. Ran like 4.4, shut everybody down that corner, and shit. 2 weeks later, I was number one cornerback in the country, and it happened like that. So I went from two or three offers to 65 offers.
Wow.
And my coach, Coach Robichaud, my head coach, he made sure he stayed on me and kept me humble and made sure I always put the team first. And I thought that was a great part about it. About the process that he made sure that I didn't have the mentality or mindset to be bigger than the team.
Right.
So he just made sure I stayed humble about that. And I tell you, man, about that process, the hardest part was to call Lloyd Carr and tell Lloyd Carr that I wasn't coming to Michigan. That was the hardest decision I probably made in my life so far.
Wow.
It was
And Lord
calling-
Cole was that guy.
and Lloyd Carr was a good guy, man. Ron English was the DB coach. He's
Yeah.
the DC at Louisville right now.
In Louisville now.
Yep. So I tell you, that was one of the biggest decisions. If you say pressure,
Mm.
that probably was the most pressure moment of calling those guys 3 days before signing day. I called him on a Monday. I called Les Miles on Sunday. I was actually because it was crazy. So I actually was at Tennessee on a visit. Trooper Taylor was the wide receivers coach over there who was recruiting me.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Former was the head coach at
Right.
Tennessee.
Yep.
So my son had a birthday party that Sunday, and I was on a visit at Tennessee that Sunday. I was supposed to fly out early in the morning to come back to Louisiana, but Tennessee coaches were bad. They didn't answer the phone to come pick me up because my flight was like at 7 in the morning. So I missed my flight, and I was pissed off the whole time at Philip Farmer's house. So so I was like, I'm not going there. So when I got home and got to my son's birthday party late, I got there, man, enjoyed the moment with my family, and it made me realize I was like, I can't leave Lil Jai, man. I got to stay home. So I called Les Miles like almost midnight, and I was like, Coach, I'm gonna come.
Wow.
Yep. And so Monday when I got to school, my head coach at the time was Coach Robichaud. He made me do it. He was like, Jai, come to my office on lunch. And that was the hardest decision. That was the most pressure moment, the hardest decision I had to make, especially during that process.
He made you go through with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it made me man up and go do it.
Go do
You
it.
know,
He was not saying
but
it.
I-
No, just doing it.
I
Yeah,
think,
doing
and I think, just seeing where you've come,
Mhm.
I think that might have been like the turning point and like a keystone of your foundation
Absolutely.
because you had to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not only was you a father,
Mhm.
but now it's like that's probably like your second, third big like manhood moment right here.
Yep.
Like I gotta, hey, I made it. I gave them my word.
Yep.
Now I gotta take it back because of I'm doing it for the right reason, but I gotta tell him.
Yep. And
You know,
Michigan was a great place, man. I'm gonna be honest. We had an outstanding visit.
Of course it
You-
is.
you
Big
know,
house.
Yep. My
Yeah.
house, the game I actually went to on my official visit was the Ohio State game. So experiencing that, man, and I see it on TV now, I was like, man, yep, that's every year, nothing changes, just get bigger and bigger. And it's already big. One of the biggest tradition rivalries
Bread and Networks days, baby.
in college football.
Greatness.
Yep.
We ain't got it.
Y'all ain't great. Y'all there. He a Michigan fan, ain't never been to Michigan. How do you know?
I tell you this though, Michigan didn't look too happy when they found out they was playing Alabama. And,
So-
you should have seen their reaction. huh?
You know why? Because the last time they had to play
Florida
at
State
SEC
was supposed to
school,
get in.
the last time
State was supposed to get in.
the last time they had to play at SEC school, it didn't look too good for them.
We played Bama and we lost. But the tide has turned.
It didn't look too good.
The tide has turned.
You gonna find out.
The tide.
You gonna find out New Year's Day.
You're an Alabama fan too?
No.
All right.
No, he's straight.
I'm strictly Michigan.
He's strictly
Blue.
Michigan.
Big blue.
Yeah.
Wolverines, baby.
He don't know no better. But my question, with the recruiting process, was it strictly Josh going to be a DB, or was there an opportunity for you to stay on the offensive side? How did you weigh those options as well?
Yeah, I had a few offers on offense, but it was like guys that ran out the triple option and stuff like that. I had some schools like Texas Tech and stuff would tell me that I can play both ways. Because I actually started out as a receiver as a freshman, and then I played a little bit DB. I played my last game of my freshman year. was a playoff game versus Evangel that we lost. They had John David
Yeah,
Bowie.
Bowie,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they were elite, man.
Yeah. With the
And
USC.
that was my first time playing DB, and then my sophomore year I played all DB. My junior year, after we lost to Hornville in week 2, that's when I started playing quarterback. After that game,
Was that LaRon year? No, LaRon.
Ryan was my freshman year. The first year we played against John Everett. That was my first game every time ever starting quarterback at Destrehan. Played against John Everett.
Ooh.
We had some guys, Chris Mitchell, and some other guys too. They was like Billy Nutt was still a quarterback,
Yeah,
he was still a coach.
Yeah, he would. He would. We don't care for
Right,
John
right,
around
right.
these parts.
But that process, man, it was fun, man.
Biggest fans.
You know what I'm saying? Hurricane, baby. Just trying to prove.
Yeah. But that process was fun, man. It was, man. And I tell all the kids that that's right now, man, who getting recruited, enjoy it. You know, go on all the visits, eat all the food.
Yeah,
Take the
for
pictures,
sure. For
you know,
sure.
go get them hotels and
Right.
enjoy it, man.
Go
You
enjoy
know,
the
take pictures,
parties.
enjoy it.
But here's a question I have for you, right? Talking about recruiting, right? How different is it now? Because you didn't have social media to become a 5-star recruit.
Right.
None of that stuff was accessible or even available. I mean, YouTube was just out for 1 year. YouTube came out 05. People don't understand. But you watching kids at the DB coach at Destrehan now get recruited. How different is that process from when you was getting recruited to what it is now? What are some of the differences and parallels you see watching kids getting recruited versus the time you were recruited?
Social media is the main thing, right?
Yeah.
The resources are better now too. You know, back then when we were coming up, it was go outside and go work for it. You know, they have more camps now. More people are more aware now of camps and stuff like that, and satellite camps and school camps now that people are more aware of now. Kids are more aware of now that we really didn't know back then. A lot of it, you know. They had rivals had the camp back then still, but that was really the only main one, and you really had to get that invite to that.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
Right. Because
And
the opening wasn't even
the
a
opening
thing.
wasn't even there yet, you know. So and at my time, the only major All American game was the U.S. Army. Now they have Under Armour too. So and they have other games too now too. But now the process is easier to get recruited now. I mean, Twitter is everything in the recruiting process. You know, we were going off of highlight tapes by making it out videos. Really didn't have too much. You know, now it's you go to Huddle and it's back. You could do that in 5 minutes. You see the kids posting their game highlights, game after game, 10 minutes after the game over.
Yeah,
right after the game over. You know, so I think that's a huge difference now. Just getting their name out there even more and younger. You know, college coaches really had to come see you, come to the school to see you. Now everything is on Twitter. Now you post your tapes, and so they really don't have to travel to come see you. Everything is right there. Most guys get their offers off of Twitter too, anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing too. Now I would say about from back then to now is too that the kids have more resources. You know, all we know was to hit the levee or go grind and get it. You know, now they got so many resources and trainers now that they are exposed to that they can use to get better.
Right.
You know, the main thing we used to get better was go watch it on TV and try to
implement.
Yeah,
that's the old. Let's get it out the mud kind of way.
Want to try this move outside now, you know. So and that's how we was brought up too.
Right.
You know,
same with basketball, man. Obviously, doing them a try.
Exactly.
Knowing you couldn't try, but you kept doing it.
Exactly.
Crossover can't get right.
And like I say, we was outside babies and park babies.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, these kids not going out there how we used to play football before school, after school,
lunch.
lunch.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
We need no football. We need a chain strap.
You know what I'm saying? Throw up tackle, baby. Let's get it, baby.
Throw up tackle. Let's get it.
Everything came from throw up tackle.
Our parents going to work 8:30, 8 in the morning. We have outside.
Man, what happened to your jeans, man?
We playing different sports every day, rotating them all day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that's the crazy thing, right? Because you mentioned something about the resources and the things that are more available, accessible to kids. They could get an offer from X, right, because of their highlight reel.
Right.
But the question I ask is, how are the relationships being built? Because it still like a lot of us, so much of an indirect communication versus a direct communication, right? So the question I'm asking is, how kids are able to build a relationship with some of these coaches and not realizing that everything ain't about, I got my list down to 20 down to 5. What relationships you have? I think that's the biggest gap I think I see as a person from the outside looking in. about what some of these kids when they come to these schools.
I'll let you answer from a
All right.
DB standpoint.
Yeah, you can
and
answer too. I want your answer too.
I'm gonna answer from a lineman standpoint.
All right,
Thank you.
from the recruiting now, it's not really relationships now because that's why you see guys going in the portal heavy, coaches are leaving. So I don't think it's a relationship built now because it's all about winning now. I don't think that them guys are getting recruited. You see guys staying one semester and leaving now. So I don't think that uh the relationships are being built properly.
Right.
It's about money now and it's about win now. So as a DB too, man, it could be 1 year your coach here, next thing you know, like I had 3 different DB coaches at my time at LSU. You know, so I mean, and I understand it because it's about family and making money and all that stuff too, though. But in recruiting, I don't think the relationships are being built now as of how they were
Mm-hmm.
when we were coming out. You know, coaches was really, really doing home visits multiple times. You know, now you're getting
Yeah.
one time or the head coach come pull up, or sometimes the head coach don't even come do a house visit. You know, you go, they really build a relationship on the official visit.
Right.
You know, so but and then it goes by too, if you're a high
Yeah,
recruiting
how to
star
recruit.
like that too, then they gonna really press down on you and try to build that relationship. So in my experience as a 5-star, yeah, they would come into the house weekly, daily, you know, back to back. You know, one coach pulling out the driveway, the next one is coming in the driveway, pulling in the driveway. You
Right.
know, one coach is coming out of the school, the next one they got. I had coaches, 3, 4 of them waiting, and I had right before signing day, man, I had 3 coaches just stayed at hotels near St. Rose and Kenner and stuff just to, you know, to see what I'm gonna do about my decision and all that. You know, so it got crazy though. You know,
I I seen it happen so dramatic. So when I was at Amy,
Mm-hmm.
before this is right before the portal. You know, you go from a Devontae Smith, Devontae Lee, Kyle Maxwell, Cam, Tyrus Wheat,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Ishmael Sobson, Durant Branch. They are there.
Branch.
Ro- rotate,
Rotate.
rotate, rotate. Once the portal came out, if you're not that guy,
Yep.
relationship is done.
Done.
Yep.
I'm just keeping a band. I hope parents, you know, and other kids that's watching understand that it is strictly business. So what I tell my kids now is you have to treat it like a business. It's a small time investment. All right. The only thing you can do is put yourself out there. 2 things they gonna say, yay, or nay. That's it. Somebody's gonna want you with the portal and all that stuff. You know that's what a recruiting resource is going in now. High school is the afterthought because high school now they treating the senior class unless you're like that 5-star, you know,
Got a top 100 kid.
are you a legacy? You know, so let's say um I know Josh Kid was like somebody that LSU was like, hey, come on, hey, your daddy, you know, your if you know, for Fave Kid get a vet, you know, so forth, like the legacy kids.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're the second offspring. Like
yeah,
like Drake Kirkpatrick's son committing to Alabama.
yeah,
Yeah,
hey, come on,
but his
come
son
on,
committed to Alabama.
you know, Al Blaze son going to the U and all that, you know, like it's if you're not one of those guys, you really about to get like looked over, but it's okay because all the recruiting assets that they used to do now goes to the portal
Right.
because back when we was coming out, like I'm older than Josh, so when I was coming out, it wasn't no recruiting coordinator. You had a guy that recruited you. When I was being recruited by LSU, Derek Dooley was the guy. He's now, well, I don't know where he is now, but like he went from Tennessee head coach he was a tight end coach. Yeah, that's the same guy that recruited Scholar and all that stuff. Then it transferred to you no longer have just your position coach getting you. Now you actually have a recruiting coordinator.
Yep.
Now you have a director of player personnel, assistant director of player personnel, recruiting coordinator, recruiting analyst. Then you have so like the person that builds a relationship with you is the recruiting coordinator or director of player personnel. The person who doesn't coach a thing.
Yep.
Wow.
The person that doesn't coach a thing. So
And to me,
that's
that could
that's
be
that's just
confusing for a kid because what happens is you don't get to with your position coach or the
Mhm.
coach that's on staff that's
Mhm.
coaching, or it don't even have to be a position
So-
coach. Because other position coaches
Be-
may recruit a kid that's a DB, but he a running back coach.
So,
He can recruit a kid.
and this is the business aspect of it. That's why I'm telling like, hey, be patient, because the grind, what it is, it just made the grind that much more enjoyable, in my opinion. Because now, where y'all two are coaches, you get paid off the results that I produce. Well, me as the director of player personnel, I get paid off for how many stars I bring in.
Yep, that's what it's about.
Now what?
So
on
some
three,
so
now math.
system scheme, that's out the window for me.
Yep.
I can sit there like you a true man-to-man cup. Like, think about Mo Claiborne. Mo Claiborne was a man-to-man
My
kid.
God.
Yes.
Man-to-man
Man to
kid.
cup.
He gets
God.
drafted to
Cowboys.
and who was a zone. Rob Marinelli was straight Tampa 2.
And the problem I have with
He
them,
never played zone in his life.
And that most important is they wouldn't even scout him. They moved up in the draft to get Claiborne.
Because he was they knew what he could do.
Yep, and I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this, and I don't mean to cut you off.
You good.
John Chavis was the coordinator when Mo came in that class, Tyron and all them guys, right? So John Chavis was a true cover 3 coach. You know, when he was at Tennessee,
yeah,
that's why Tyron played the same position Eric Berry played.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You know, so and Tyron was just like Eric Berry, or even better.
Even better.
You know,
I would say he was better. He
and,
made more plays.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Eric Berry was a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a dog.
They was tit for tat.
Yeah, Eric
had
I
cancer.
think Tyron made more plays, but they played the same way.
Yeah.
They had the same, but Eric was just bigger than Tyron.
I would say this: Tyron had better around him. So Eric had to make
Agreed.
that. When you
Agreed.
when you got Ron Brooks in the slot,
Yeah.
Pat P,
Yeah.
Mo,
Brandon Taylor. You got guys.
you got Brand. You said Brandon Taylor. You got
Eric Reed.
Sam, Montgomery, Danielle Hunter.
You got Mingo. Was it
Mingo?
Mingo?
Yeah,
Mingo went to the Brown.
You gonna say you got
Logan.
Lamario, Lamaro
Drake
Barrows,
Davis.
Sam Minter in the pick a poison. Pick a poison.
And Drake was hard to block.
I'll tell you this, dude. We played Tennessee in the SEC championship, the national championship year. Eric Berry started, dude, and had most tackles on their team that year.
Eric Berry,
freshman.
Yeah.
He was a dog. I ain't had a turnover. He was a complete dog. Now, I'm gonna tell you, freshman campaign was a dog too, bro. Tyron's
team was different.
Tyron's the best football player I've seen at LSU.
Come on.
That I've been with. Pat was the best athlete. Him and Ryan Perrilloux was the best athletes I've without at my time there. Tyron's best football player there when I was there. Football player. Pat was the best athlete. Pat was a baller. Knew Pat was gonna be for top 5. Perrilloux's one of the best athletes I ever seen, by far. Every sport that kid could have played major. He could have played professional in every sport.
Yeah.
Kid was all it could have been. He was all state in every sport, football, baseball, and basketball. But Tyron was probably the best football player at my time at LSU. The best football player. And I say that because what he did, he made it look so easy. Dog, them turnovers and stripping the ball, and he just had a knack for the ball, the dog he had in him. He probably was the best football player at my time at LSU.
Wow.
And we had some good ones, Jamarcus, and I came with first rounders with Glenn Dorsey. Yeah, Tyron don't have a
Tyson
situation.
Jackson.
You got to think too. Tyron was the only one that was a Heisman's finalist, dude.
Yeah.
Glenn Dorsey wasn't.
Yeah.
Correct.
Nobody else on defense
But
was.
Glenn Dorsey should have been.
He should have been.
They would,
He wasn't putting D lineman.
D lineman out there.
Because to me, it's been 2 D linemen since I've been alive that should have won, at least won the Heisman.
The Dominican and Glenn Dorsey.
Those are the only 2.
Yeah.
Because the Dominican
was up for it.
He led his team.
Yeah, he was
in
the
every
different
different.
for it.
He led his team in interceptions.
Yeah,
That's
that's crazy.
At Nebraska.
But Tyron was good, man. Tyron was a football player. It's hard if you don't see nothing like him anymore.
how hard was it to lose him?
What you mean losing?
I'm talking about remember so his last year,
He
his
played
junior
2
year,
seasons there.
his
Yeah,
junior year.
and I had graduated
No,
before
no,
that.
I know you. I'm talking about like for the program.
Yeah, it was vital.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was vital, man. That's. I mean, that's he's the guy. I mean, everything was centered around him at that time too. Even though you had dogs all over the field in that defense, man, but he was the guy. And you got to think Tyron was a returner too.
Mm-hmm.
He was the main return guy. What that dude did, bro. What that dude did at LSU, man. I don't see nobody doing it. I don't see nobody no time soon being that dominant, man, and how he get that ball, though. That dude was stripping the ball, man, so effortless and easy.
Easy.
Because, we playing at DBs and defensive guys, man. We want to make the tackle, but we ain't just trying to yank that thing out all the time, too, man.
Get him to the ground first.
He going to get it. He put on a, man, he jumped off the screen when I was our first game when we played North Carolina in Atlanta. He jumped off. He jumped off the screen, and then we played A&M. Man, Sucker had a pick six, strip from all that, man. He was good.
I remember that. I was like, man, who the hell is number
14?
14? Who the hell is 14? Like, okay.
Yeah, he was the real deal. And coming up, and them guys were younger than me, man. So I took them guys under my wing, man, and in the summer technique them down, man. We drilled, man. Got their IQ up, learned the defense, got their IQ up. And shit, I know the sky's the limit was for them dudes. Mo Claiborne. Mo was real good, man. Mo was a pure athlete, though, man. Mo came in and got recruited as a receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But man, Mo, it didn't matter what position Mo was in, man. Mo was going to always be there at the end. When that ball coming down, he was going to be in good position, man. Mo had long arms, so he could reach out and press coverage was great.
Mo Claiborne, and I'll make the comparison.
Mhm.
I tell my physical attributes. He reminded me of Nani Asamoah. Long.
Yeah.
Long. And I looked at him like a prototypical. I'm like, oh, he could be Nami. Like Nami, it was that guy in Oakland, not the Nami in the Eagles.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like that's what happened when you change scheme.
At that same measurement. So I was like, dog, you're not gonna throw the ball on Mo. Like, dog, I'm like, dog, y'all not watching the measurements. Y'all not watching when I'm watching.
Put him in cover two.
Good luck,
Put him in that Tampa 2 was a disservice.
Because we played man. Shavis went from going back. Shavis really ran cover 3 at Tennessee. He was a cover 3 guy. So when in football terms, when he got to LSU, that cover 3 all turned to man. So he would call cover 3, right? And at that time, we really started doing his own matching concept. So everything really started turning to man. So we just started manning it up. We'll roll the safety down, a strong safety, or if we roll in the weak safety down, the corner's playing cover 3. But if you got 2 receivers, then once he go flat, we man now, so
they become your man.
Yeah, so we started playing it like man. So really, it would be a cover 3 call, but we already knew man is man, and we excelled at that. And Shavis loved it because you go from Tennessee where you playing true cover 3 zone, and now when you come to LSU, you got man corners now. That's how LSU
got dogs.
And it all started from Saban getting what's his name? Travis from South Florida. Them guys were playing corner. Corey Webster, them guys were playing man. Corey Webster,
Corey.
Travis, not Travis Dave, Travis Daniels.
Travis
Ronnie
Daniels,
Prue. All them dudes were man corners.
Man corners, Ronnie Prue, Travis Daniels.
Chevis Jackson when we got there, Jonathan Zenon. When I got there,
Chad Jackson,
we were all man corners, and so that's what we played a lot of. And Mo was great at it. Sharpened his tool at corner with his technique and his patience. And shit, it was skies and lemon. Dude could ran well.
Jonathan Zenon got drafted by the Falcons.
No, Chevis did.
Chevis got drafted.
Chevis
that big forehead.
I'll tell you right now, man. Chevis probably was the best technical corner I've seen at that time. And even through LSU, man, he was really good. He wasn't fast, but his knowledge of the game, so he really taught me. Like I said, Kobe Raymond was an assistant DB coach there. He just got in to coaching the college ball. And technical sound, man, Chevis probably was one of them guys, man. He was underrated and he was really good, bro, at understanding the game and helped me understand the game and got my IQ high, man. He understand route recognition, and that was huge. But I learned from a lot of good guys. LaRon was a senior when I was there, man. But Chevis is probably one of the most underrated corners to come through there. I'll tell you that.
And LSU's had some corners though.
Yeah,
DBU, man.
He was good, dog. Tre'Davious White was good. We had corners. Yeah, we really had some good team, and we was coming man them guys up. We wasn't playing no zone and playing cover three, and we catching picks like punts and cover three. Nah, we were gonna challenge you at the line.
Let me ask you this: from your time playing
Mm-hmm.
to what you see now,
Mm-hmm.
what is some of the advantages that you think DBs have now compared to what you did, and some of the things that you think that is missing from defensive backs now?
Um, what I would say is now, the game is the position is taught differently now too. You know, used to be a lot of zone too, and man, they used to call it bump and run now.
Yeah.
But now it's different techniques you can play now because receivers are moving different now. You see them guys are training now different. They getting
run like
in
a
and out of
crossbow.
routes, and now
Yeah.
they getting movement with their routes. A lot of stemming going on and getting on your heels and stuff now too. So, back then, like I said, it used to be a lot of bump and run, but now, uh, guys have added more to their repertoire of how I'm gonna run this route, and the back shoulder throw came in the game now a lot too. Route concepts are different. Dudes are running routes now. They're not running straight line curls no more.
Yeah,
Dudes are stemming it. They getting that different kind of ways and sitting it down now. Post routes are different now. You know, quarterbacks do. It's a passing game now. You know, so but what I do love about the position now is that one, DBs have been the most drafted position in the last 12 years. It's a passing game now, so five or more DBs on the field at all times now. So that has grown since the past.
Correct.
Um,
Correct.
Schematic now. People running 3-3-5s now.
Yeah.
More DBs on the field, like I said. Different coverages now. They mixing it up, and ain't no true cover threes and cover twos no more. Playing combo coverage. A lot of guys are playing now zone matching concepts that from Saban like to run now. You know, to take a lot of error, a lot of green out of the defense.
Mhm.
So that's the parts that have changed from defensive backs to now. I think the game has improved now because it's a passing league. So now it features more DBs now that are getting drafted now. And I tell kids all the time now, man, shit, you want to go to college? Come play DB. It's easy to get there. They look, it's the most drafted position now.
Yeah.
You know, that edge rushers now, O lineman tackles.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
You know?
so you might be thinking there's a diminishing effect that the one position is linebacker.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, you the way it's going now,
Mm-hmm.
the guy that plays strong safety
Yep.
in high school
Mm-hmm.
now becomes either inside to like
Yep.
apex linebacker
Okay.
type deal, and then once his body fills up, he's now your Michael Parsons. He's not a guy that's coming off the edge, but they could, if running back release to the flat, I can run that wheel with
I
you.
can drop in that flat.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like and be comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
not like not like what they try to do with Von Miller, like, hey, who's strictly a pass rusher, like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, just get here just to they
Right.
just to respect it, and like,
The whole space, right?
yeah,
So the thing that we all come accustomed to in our era of football was middle linebacker, weak side, strong side.
Right.
Right. It's like the era of football has evolved.
Absolutely.
it changed. So like our era,
Mm-hmm.
you had to be strong up the middle.
Up the middle.
Yeah, I fuck
Yo,
with
you had to have a safety, you had to have a dog at the one, you had to have a mic.
Mm-hmm.
This era, you have to be strong on the edges. You want to funnel everything
inside. Yep.
to the inside
Mhm.
because it's the easy way to score is out here.
Mhm.
The harder way to score is you gotta you know how hard it is to score going up the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, unless you
You gotta boom, 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 and you still gotta get to the edge some type of way. You hardly see a touchdown on any level that goes straight down the middle of the field.
Yep.
unless you're Jalen Hurts.
Boom, boom,
doing-
boom, boom,
doing
boom.
Tush put.
Yeah, but that's
1 yard line.
you know what I'm saying.
Throwing it out there.
But that's why the spread is implemented. That's why the spread is so big now in
Right.
spacing, because the offensive coordinators understand now that, okay, yeah, it's like he said, it's hard to get touchdowns up the middle and run 30, 40-yard touchdowns up the middle. And I can get this thing on the perimeter. If we run a bubble, one missed tackle is a touchdown.
Done.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm really using my athletes more now, better in space now. You know, so but it's a numbers game too now. Well, it's been a numbers game, but it's a numbers game now on because you're spread out now. You know, I can eat this one side of the field up. You know, and all they're doing now in college and NFL is dressing it up to get my good guys in space and opportunity to get good matchups. So so now it's easy now. I can one missed tackle, like I said, it's a touchdown now. You know, especially I'm gonna put my athlete on one of your athletes.
Yeah.
I'm looking for that mismatch, man, and that's the football comes down to. So now, like you say about the strong safeties, they call them rovers and all that stuff, and whatever they call them stars
Or
and
jacks,
yeah,
whatever you
jacks
want.
and all that. And so now that's really your outside guy. That's really your backers now. That's gonna make 80 tackles a year, 80 plus tackles a year now.
Right.
You know,
And it's funny how the game has just
speed,
evolved.
man.
It's funny how the game has evolved because if you watch in the early 2000s or in your
Mm.
90s era and you watch it now, right, you got a complete different concept of the game of football,
Mm-hmm.
right? You, especially on the defensive end.
Mhm.
Obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, you see more spread now more than ever, even at the NFL level.
Right, right.
But at the high school and college level, man, you're watching so many different concepts of what's
Mhm.
going on. The game just isn't man up
Mm-hmm.
and see who can beat who. That's not the game.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And so I think a lot of us as fans, when we watch the game, we're not really watching. We're not realizing that the game has evolved,
Mhm.
the game has changed, and we're not really understanding what we're watching because we came from an era where it was either man coverage or nothing.
Yep.
Well,
It was smash
Number
mouth.
three.
It was kind of a
Yeah.
more of a
Mhm.
contact on contact. Who
Mhm.
was better? Ray Lewis, Eddie George
Yeah.
mentality,
Mhm.
right? That's not football no more. We're not watching this running back versus linebacker matchup. We're watching scheme versus scheme.
But you know why? Because to and coaches go through it all the time. To change with the times would mean to admit that you yourself is now obsolete.
Yep.
The game that the game that I played is not the game that's
You
played
coaching.
today.
That's not the game you're
That's
coaching.
not the game I coach.
Exactly.
That's not the game I coach. I can't coach. If I coached the way I played, man, I would never have another coaching job
Yep.
again. So the ones that just sit there and like, all right, the knowledge football is still football.
Yep.
But stuff like something as simple as when we play, if a team ran trips, it always went to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Now they run it to the boundary.
Yep.
Why? To space out all. Now you got, because as a defense, you have to respect it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to adjust to the numbers because it's a numbers game, like Josh said earlier. But now look what you just gave up. So the person that's in this space, he got to be a monster.
Yep.
He got to be. You got to have the ultimate trust. Like, hey, try it, and still understand that. Look, he's gonna get it. They gonna get it sometime simply because that's a whole lot of room. And as you get higher and higher in the so high school is one room. You know, college is that much farther. NFL is not at the hashes are shorter than college, but it's still that's a lot of space, and that's a grown man
Mm-hmm.
about to come in the area. That's just all it is. You got to adjust with it, and that's to me. That's what I think was missing to today's athlete, the IQ of the game that
There
they
you go.
play, because they don't watch the game that they play. They watch highlights,
That's it.
and
Yeah.
that's it.
That's
They
it.
they not like I can sit there as a DC. I can sit there and talk to my safety. Hey man, look, it's 3x2. Don't fall for the candy. They about to run a double post. Don't
Mhm.
fall for the candy, because if you jump onto the candy, it's always the second window. And they run a double slant. It's always the second window that's open.
That's
We
open.
got help in the first window. I need you to be in the second window. Coach, what's window?
They
I
don't.
can't blame you. That's today's generation. But it's like that's the next part that we as coaches
Yeah.
try. That's the battle that we're fighting.
Yeah. The hardest thing is to try to get them to be students of the game. And I tell my kids all the time that, man, this game of football is always room to grow. It's always evolving, and you see the game has changed. But when you're not a student of it, you're not going. Your IQ is not going to be high, and you're going to be behind. But this new, like you were saying, this new generation don't. Like you said, they want to watch the highlights and stuff. They not watching the technique and how this dude played this with his inside on, how he spilled this block, or how he set his edge and kept his outside on free. They not watching that like that. You know, they not watching the specific technique, how he rolled down and played this curl or flat concept. They not watching that. They don't study it like that. They gonna look, oh man, this dude got head tap.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude got a bomb, or this dude got shook, or this dude got smoked.
You
You
seen
know?
the highlight reels.
Yeah, so we watching film in high school. We watching film. Every time somebody get hit hard, ooh, ah, oh, ah.
They laughing.
You ain't see, yeah, you ain't watching how this dude spilled this block right here for this other guy to make this tackle right here.
Yeah. You're just watching the runner.
Yeah.
You watch to see how he can do something.
You ain't see how this guy set his edge right here and made that everything funnel back inside to him to his teammates. So the guy who really set the edge and made him funnel inside, he really the guy that made the play.
Yeah. Oh, look,
You know,
man, he wide open. You don't see how he got wrong. You don't see the guy that we are worried about. He sacrificed this play and ran a hard post and took you and the safety with him. Now you saying middle linebacker, please come and cover. Like you just said, oh man, they trash. He wide open. Did you see what's the concept they ran?
Yeah, they not students of it like how we used to be, man. And is it hindering them? I think so. It is.
But
How do you change it?
yeah, that's my question. How do you change? That's my exact question. How do you change it?
I think it's just time, man, that you have to put in with them, and it's about a 1-2 too, man. Because now you got to think too. They on their phone, social media. They see all this the highlights. They see it. So it's a challenge. It's about 1-2. I say that's how you change it.
Maybe it's the girl.
Yeah, whatever their focus is, man.
Ladies.
Me,
Ladies always been a distraction.
I think it's like everything. To me, it starts at home because we had role models to look at. We saw our dads, we saw our uncles. Hey, if they did it, hey man, I did such and such at school. This is what I did. Like my dad used to tell me, man, I rushed for 100 yards every game.
Right.
I ran 11. Man, shit, you wouldn't rush 100 against my D line that we playing against. Yeah. But shit, if he rushed for 100 day and he ran 11 twice a day, I mean, I gotta run it 3 times a day just to get him to get 50. That's the mentality.
Mentality.
You know what I'm saying? That mean to get you to 0, I gotta run it 4 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it starts at home to change it, but then also it's like what I tell my kids, like, man, hey, you can't get a 6-figure job on a minimum wage effort.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get you can't get a 6-figure pay on minimum wage effort. So if you think you're a college football player, you can't do what the kid that when after senior night, when that final playoff game blow is doing that's gonna work at Walmart.
Yep.
You gotta do more because you're not competing against your own class.
Yep.
You competing against guys that know what it is to be in the transfer program. They didn't know what a college program. You got kids and this is no knock because I finished at the SWAC. You know what I'm saying? You got kids that's at teams that's in the Final Four right now.
Yeah.
That's going to the SWAC.
And that portal made it easy for him, man. That portal made him no patience at all.
That's what I want to talk about.
The
portal.
They thinking that it's easy, man. And now you got guys, man. I seen like the last couple of days. I seen guys starting and did well at their school.
Yeah.
But still hopping in the
kid at Ohio State.
No patience, man. That's why 1, they don't want to be students of the game. 2, they don't understand patience. 3, they don't like to work hard. 4, they think it's easy.
Right.
You know, and they think that stuff is just going to be given to them and it's going to be handed to them. So now when you got guys who getting recruited, now when they get on campus and now they going to recruit another kid who just as good as you or better than you now. So now them conversations are not the same. They on your butt now for you to go work hard and do this now. And we trying to find your replacement. Yeah, as soon as you sign and get on campus, they're looking for your replacement already, my man.
Next day.
So now it ain't all glamorous and glory now. So now as soon as you go through adversity or get a hard time or a situation or if the coach fuss at you or get on your butt about something, now you ready to hop in that portal. So now, but I know hopping in the portal is a thing. It's a trend now, man.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Over 1,200 kids in the portal
and to me, as a high school coach, and I know you feel the pain, I hate the portal because now it kills my kids.
Yep. It does.
My kid shot is done until they find a way to regulate it.
Yeah.
I think it should be like a incentive for every high school kid you sign. You get like for every like 5, you get one exemption on a, so that portal kid doesn't count against your scholarship number. So now what that starts doing, it starts making them recruit high school. Because now, like at a school like Destrehan, where coach is at, if he has some 4 or 5-star guys, those guys are getting recruited.
Exactly.
And like a legit getting recruited. That 3-star guy, that 2-star guy, they not getting a shot.
Yep.
And then when you look around the league, J.J. Watt was a 2-star. Tyrann Matthew was a 2-star. Justin Jefferson was 2-star. Antonio Brown, 2-star.
Yep.
You know, Tom Brady, 3-star. You know what I'm saying? Like that fringe. So like you're missing the golden opportunity of a class because of, hey, this kid was a 5-star kid. All right, you know, he gonna transfer. We gonna take him. We gonna give this kid like 4 or 5 different tries, and it's one kid that all he needs is he raw. Everybody that's coming out is raw. It's nobody that goes from high school to college that got it right now.
And then the COVID year killed it all. Like the COVID years when it all really got big.
Yeah,
when they got big. Guys an extra year.
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah, and they got multiple years.
Yeah, and they got multiple years for COVID. You know, so that blew it up even more. But the thing to change it is, back then when we was in school, nobody was really transferring because you got to sit out a year.
Yes.
So that's the only. That's the only way. That is the only way it would get under control if you make them sit out a year if they want to train. You could transfer, go to any school you want to, but if you got to sit out a year, everything would be different.
Yeah, it pauses.
And to add to that, when it comes to the portal, there are kids that I say, you know what? They've probably been at a Power 5 school, a small Power. We had Jalen Lucas on. We played 2 years at Indiana. That's right there in the portal. Got in the portal. I don't mind a Jalen Lucas going in the portal because when I'm watching at Indiana, I'm saying, man, he could probably display this at another school.
Yeah, he was the vocal point of the offense over there.
But I'm watching other kids. The thing about the portal is that they got kids who are in the portal who don't have film. You haven't played your freshman year. You haven't played your sophomore year. You went into the portal, right? And instead of you transferring to a school where you can get film, you may have skills, you may have some athletic ability, but you didn't get on the field. You're still thinking that another elite Power 5 school you're trying to get to, you have no film.
Right.
So if you're going to go in the portal, at least go in the portal to go to a school where it's about getting film. You need to get on the field. So if you are at LSU and you say, I'm transferring, why do you have Alabama on your mind if you didn't get on the field at LSU?
Exactly.
Why is this other Power 5 elite school on your mind when I'm thinking I'm going to go? You didn't play here. What this mean? You're not playing there. You're not playing at Georgia. You're not playing at Florida.
Right.
You can sit somewhere else where you can get some film.
The only thing I would say that I would just like encourage, there's 2 reasons I would encourage the kids like, hey, hop in the portal. One, it's a crowded situation, and it's like in every kid, everybody knows like it's that favoritism type deal where like I'm not getting a true shot. I'm not being held to the same standards as this guy.
Situations like that, right?
You know what I'm saying? I accept that. And 2, like it's strictly football. So like, hey, I'm a pro style kid. Let's talk about quarterback. I'm a pro style kid. My guy's going. He's coming in with the air raid system. Am I gonna put up numbers and all that stuff? Probably so. But I'm not gonna be comfortable.
Right.
I'm not gonna. It's not gonna my game doesn't fit that. Correct. It's like if Derrick Henry was in college right now, and him leaving Alabama because they kind of went more spread and say, you know what, I'm going to Iowa. I'm going to Wisconsin. Why? Because they're
power football.
It fits me. I'm transferring because the scheme doesn't fit me no more. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. I'm a business too.
Correct.
I gotta move.
Exactly.
I respect that.
But now you got coaches. Not trying to blast. I'm not trying to blast. Nebraska head coach, his name
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule. You got kids going to this portal. I've never seen this many quarterbacks in the portal.
Oh yeah.
Never seen.
Some guys were starting.
And they were starting
and playing had years.
They had wet years. I'm like, I've never seen this many quarterbacks in the portal that were starting.
Yeah.
And the rumor is the NIL deals. Well, you need $1 million or $2 million to get a quarterback. So I think guys are hearing this absurd amount, this 7-figure money, and every kid who's in the portal, I can promise you, the abundance of portal kids are transferees trying to seek out some type of NIL
NIL.
circumstance
Yep.
because they didn't get it out come out of high school.
Mhm.
So then now they're trying to find a way to get it out. And listen, I understand that it's a part of college football, and I respect it. But every kid is not going to get the same type of NIL deal. NIL doesn't mean that you're trying to get a 6 or 7 figure opportunity. That's not going to be the case for a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
You kids got to understand that it's about getting film and being productive with the opportunity to potentially play this game on Sunday. If the opportunity becomes available. That's what it's about. And if you can't, you need to find a way to create some lineage at a school you're going to, because you're going to need that university, that school, that degree at some point if that's still opportunity is not to play on Sundays. They got kids bouncing around going all over the place. When college is over, you have no heritage, you have no lineage with these universities. And guess what happens?
You build no connections, no
You
relationships.
build no connections.
Your network
Your network, your relationships are this big.
Yep.
And now you wonder why you still can't participate and be involved in some sort of coaching opportunity. Whatever. You have no relationships. You stuck with nothing, trying to chase. I don't know what you're chasing.
You don't have no roots.
And a lot of them schools not really breaking bread like that, like they saying they are.
They're not.
I'm gonna tell you that right now, dude. So don't think them dudes getting everybody when you transfer, you getting NIL deals and you getting millions and you getting the ones are the ones who getting them. You know, and like I said, that portal is a trend now, and dudes want different sceneries and stuff like that. Like me and one of my homeboys, Chris Jones, was talking about how Travis Etienne, he coached Montreal at De La Salle.
Yeah.
And he's running back coach at Jesuit. We had a conversation this morning when we seen Travis Etienne get in the portal. For what?
Why?
And you're a running back.
Running back.
NFL's using 2 running back systems now anyway.
Yeah.
You know? The quarterback from Ohio State. You started. McCord.
You started at Ohio State.
Yep.
How can you go from Ohio State to where?
To where?
To where? Where are you going to go?
And Ryan Day throws the ball, but their offense wasn't the same since Stroud and McCord. Yeah, their offense, quarterback play wasn't as great as it was with CJ
Correct.
Stroud. So I read something that said Ryan Day had a conversation with him and told him that he was going to get a transfer guy. Ryan Day like a guy who going to put points up on that board and get that ball out too, and a more mobile quarterback too. You know, so Ryan Day told him that he was going to get that he can compete. I'm going to get a guy at the portal you can compete. And
probably get the Ward kid out of Washington State.
They say he's the number 1 guy.
But see, you hit the nail on the head.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these kids
don't want to
compete.
Nope.
They're afraid of competition.
Nope, they stand up.
But that goes back to what we said earlier. We got it out the mud.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was
these new babies.
We was what 6th, 7th grade, if that, trying to hoop on a street ball court with high school. Man, I don't care. Get in the post. This boy at 40 pounds bigger than me.
Nope.
Don't care. Let's
compete,
go.
Man.
Let's go. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get buckets. And let me get a bucket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
That's
buckets.
that's it.
Bragging rights.
Scared to compete.
Oh, he can't hold me. I'm 10 years old. He's 15. He can't guard me, dog.
Everybody gonna do it.
He can't guard me.
Man, like, look, I know I ain't that. I know I'm the fan, but like, if I was to race Jai and I beat Jai, there's nothing Jai can tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing that his homeboy was like, man, you beat you won 100 races, but man, that one you lost to, man, you lost to that 300-pound kid, man. Dang, man.
Yeah.
I struck out on Jai. I struck, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays, man, come on, let's race, man. If our numbers looking kind of saying, man, if we gonna race, we gonna meet me at the track and all that. Like, what you scared for? Let's race.
But they're competitive in different things, right?
They competitive in the wrong things.
Well, different things.
No,
right?
wrong things. I got more followers. How many likes I can get? How many shares I can get?
They competitive in Grand Theft Auto.
and some of them coaches don't make it better neither because they still sell them kids them dreams. Yeah, you come in and you gonna play early.
Yeah.
And this and that, and then coach. Sometimes so if a coach miss on the kid, he ain't as good as you thought he was. Then hey, I mean, kid gonna want to leave too.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm all for the kids in the portal. You going to Nichols and Southeastern and you ball and that's the thing too. You ball at Nichols, Southeastern.
That's my thing.
McNeese or something like that, UL or whatever. You ball out and then now you gonna leave that program.
Kyron Lacy to be example.
Yep.
With the UL balled out and with LSU.
Kyron, yep.
Zai Alexander.
Southeastern, yep.
Yeah,
Them guys are moving. So it's crazy, and I'm all for guys are moving up too.
Moving up,
I'm being
moving
honest
up.
with you, because they always have diamond in the roughs and guys that were slept on and recruiting. I'm all
Mm.
for that, man.
It did like the other part of the transfer part of that, like that I'm pro is like, hey, I might have always been a SEC talented kid.
Hmm.
I didn't take school serious.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I gotta go solid.
Hmm.
I got college credits now. I'm taking, I understand, boo. I'm hearing the buzz, man. Hey, if you hop in the portal, Tennessee will give you waiting for you.
Yeah,
Touch
you didn't ball
Ole
already.
Miss,
Though.
Ole Miss,
You got
yeah.
film.
You
I
got film,
ball.
so
I got film. I got
film.
grades now, man.
Film.
So like, I understand. Like, hey, look,
Film.
I messed that up. Coach will always tell me, take care of your grade, man. Look,
Yep.
hey, as long as I'm eligible, coach, I'm good.
That's how they
You know what I'm
still
saying?
like that, man. These hot kids.
Until I sign, I'm like, oh, we can't accept it because there's no more Prop 40 rule.
No,
Like
Right.
that used to save cash. That saved
Boy,
cash
what?
in our
the
generation.
gray shirt they call it too.
Oh yeah,
Gray shirt, yeah.
oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's gone.
It saved a lot of cats.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask you this question
Mhm.
because one thing that we love to do on our podcast, we love to ask questions that could lead to advice for other people that's going through something
Mhm.
similar. Now you stated multiple times on the show that as a high schooler, you had a kid.
Mhm.
You still played sports. You still graduated from high school.
Mhm.
You still went and played college ball.
Mhm.
What would your advice be to a kid now that's in that same situation? And talk about, like some of the success that you had while going through it and some of the like the learning curves that you had to like, man, like it is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. All right. So, and you particularly about the situation where you have a kid in high school too, and that. Okay. So, um, I mean, I got a good family backbone too. I raised around a lot of women too, though. I had some great help with my mom. Lil Jai mom, she was excellent too. You know, um, just man, when you have a kid at that age, you really now understand. You're motivated. Now you have somebody looking up to you. You know how it is. I'm sure you all have kids, right?
Yep,
Right.
I do.
So, and now when you have your kid, man, I ain't living for me no more. I'm living
Yeah.
for this little bad sucker right here.
Correct. Correct.
So now your decision making and everything you do is now you really putting time into your thinking, and you thinking out your decision making now, because I have someone that's looking up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Jai always wanted to be just like me. Everything I did, he did. And in that situation, man, I wouldn't leave it, especially because of us, the people our people,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
good father figures are hard to come by now.
Yeah.
Correct.
So be a part of that. And yeah, and like I tell him, it's not a mistake that you made. It's just your timing may be off. But every decision you're making now is for your little one.
Mm-hmm.
But stay the course, man. It's my advice, man. And it's gonna help. It's gonna humble you up, and you're gonna level up and focus up. And love the kid, because that's your biggest motivation. Especially when you have a son. He's gonna do everything
You can do
he
everything
wanna
you
do,
gonna do. Yep.
especially at them younger ages. And it should, as a man, it should motivate you to want more, want better. We always say that we want our children to be better than us, and have more than us. So just being that good role model and guidance is gonna level you up, man. You're gonna have to make better decisions. And that's all the motivation you need to work hard and want to go get it. And like I tell my son all the time, man. Besides God plan, man, this all was planned out for you. So I sacrificed my life to make sure that you were good.
Mm-hmm.
And you had everything that you needed and that you wanted. And family support plays a big part in it too. But it will motivate you, especially playing sports too, man. It's gonna humble you. You ain't going out and do all that. You got a child.
Yep.
You got a little one that's looking up to you. Sacrifice you. No, you ain't going nowhere, because you gotta spend time with your baby. If your baby's sick too, you ain't going to that pool party, or you ain't going to that kickback. You got to make sure your little one. But it's gonna elevate you, and make you more mature, man, and make you more hungry for success. So push. and work your butt off. It's gonna a lot of sacrifice that you're gonna have to take and that you're gonna have to do. And my advice is, man, if you ever in that situation like that, man, to stay motivated because that's all the motivation you need. And man up and go get it.
I
You know.
got another question for you.
Mhm.
As a obviously you was a highly rated recruited kid. But now you had the opportunity to see it from a different lens as a parent,
Mhm.
watching your kid
Mhm.
get
Mhm.
wasn't about you, it's about Jai Eugene Jr.
Mhm.
As a parent, what are some of the advice you'll give to parents to help their kids get recruited better versus you see a lot of parents who make the recruiting about them and maybe
Mhm.
it's a stigma against the kid. What maybe some things you can maybe share with kids, but parents
With the
out
parents, first off, too, understand your kid and know what type of kid you have. Every parent wants their kid to go to college and get Alabama offers, LSU offers, Michigan offers, Ohio State offers, Oregon
Yeah.
offers. Every parent wants that for their kid, and we deal with it. As a high school coach, you know that. My baby ain't got no offers, and my baby's supposed to be going to college, and parents think it's all our fault. But one parent, come see your child practice. Come see how many times I got to tell your child to walk off, run off the field when he's not. Come see how many times I have to tell your child to give effort. Understand your child. That's the main and most important part. Understanding your child talent, understanding if he's really
Yep.
good or not. Be real with your child. Like I said, every parent wants their kid to go to LSU or Ohio State,
Right.
whatever. But
Yep.
understanding your child is the biggest part. Be involved.
Right.
Just don't be involved when that kid is in trouble or he's scoring touchdowns every Friday. Be involved. Understand his academics. Understand the qualifications that they need to be to be cleared by the clearinghouse and stuff like that. Make sure you put your kids in the right resources to get better. Make sure your kid working and getting to college and playing in the NFL. It ain't easy. Let me tell you that right now. And everybody in the NFL is really good, and that's not a sad dude in the NFL.
Right.
I promise you that. Ask Marlon. He'll tell you. And just be real with your kid is the main thing. Information that I can give those parents. Understand your child, man, and you know if your child really good or not.
Right.
Most parents know that. Dads know that, especially if they follow.
How about they know that?
They know that their child really good or not.
Your kid like that.
You know if your child a real deal, if your child a dog in him. You know if your child was soft, if he's scared to go outside and all that stuff like that. You know if your child a dog or not. You know, and just be up on it too, parents. Nowadays, be up on the recruiting. Go fill out questionnaires. Bring them to camps. Do all that. Do all that stuff. Don't think that putting everything on us as high school coaches and think that we got to get everything done for you, which we gonna really try our best to get every kid in school as possible. Like,
Right.
as a head coach, that's our goal
That's your goal.
to get as many kids in college as
Facts.
possible.
Facts.
Some kids are gonna fall short. Everybody not made to go play football.
Right.
Everybody not made. Some people are made just to do it to high school. And what I tell kids do is to play sports because sports teach you things that the real world and school not gonna teach you.
Correct.
Adversity is the main thing.
Right. And those team efforts.
And the team effort
Those
that
team efforts.
you're gonna
Those
get
team
so
effort.
far as a team than individual.
Individually. Because what
Yeah.
happens is that most people when they get a job,
Mhm.
and again, even if you're an entrepreneur, but most of us in the work, we're gonna go into the workforce.
Right.
And you're gonna have to learn how to be a team player
Mhm.
and have team efforts and things. And sports helps with it, especially with football, because you got a lot of teammates. You may go work for a
The
big
ultimate
company.
sport, man. The ultimate sport.
Yeah.
To me, I think the biggest thing that sports teach you is not no quick success.
Yep.
It's a process.
Nobody wakes up and like, I'm a state championship.
Nobody.
I'm a district
Nobody.
championship.
Mhm.
Nobody.
You got it starts in the spring, it starts in the winter. Like if you come, working out and all that stuff, all the sprints, all the weights you didn't lift, all this is when coach say, hey, we raise it, is this, but if it's empty, this is the check. Like when all that, and then the sprints, the practice, the hours, the grind, the action, the right questions, and then just it's only 6 teams gonna get a state championship.
Yep. Coach, tell me this. I got a question for you. Tell me this. How do you deal with the parents that come to you? Oh, my baby should be playing. My son should be starting because he a senior. You know, how do you deal with that? Or what advice do you have for that?
Yeah.
I for me, first it depends on what hat you wear.
Mm-hmm.
What hat you wear. So when I was at A Meet, I was a position coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have that. Your son not good.
Right.
Your son, like
Mm-hmm.
I can have that. Your son is not better than Ishmael Sobster.
Mm-hmm.
Your son is not better than this kid. Your son is not better than this kid. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your son is not better than that. Or I can say, I can also flip it around. If who am I take off the field for your son? I can have that and then like, yeah, but he get like
But as a
show up
head
the
coach,
practice.
you think?
But like as a coordinator, assistant head coach,
Mm-hmm.
it's the first let them get it out.
Mm-hmm.
My baby, you know what I'm saying? Like I call it the coddle but direct approach.
Yeah, because some
You,
coaches need to hear this too. I'm
you, know,
being honest with you.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, let the parent get him out because understand too, you're a parent too. So understand that like you're in a position that parent's not in. You're at the facility with them 24/7. They're not. They have other kids, they have multiple things they gotta do. So they just being a parent.
Yeah.
Why I wanna know why my kid's not doing this.
Right.
Just like you would do to a teacher. Hey, why my kids fail in this class?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know because you're not in that classroom
In
with
that
them.
class,
Yep.
right?
So let them get it out, but then start. But don't be like, hey, this and that. Start directing them. Okay, well, one, your kid doesn't come to practice, or like when he comes to practice, he's just sitting down.
Minimum effort.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's one. Two, hey, and if that kid's better than them, don't just flat out say, hey, this kid's better than them.
Or your child suck. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Don't do that. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when it comes like put it in attributes. If you could think about Madden or any type of sport game, this kid is stronger than this kid. In our district in this league, at this like to me, I think it's easier to explain at the bigger school because 5A is hey, it is
Thank
what it
you.
is.
Yeah.
It's not 1A, 2A where like, hey, these kids playing both ways and so forth. So you have that conversation, you have that honest conversation with them. I learned this from Yak, Coach Dave Johnson. Have a have a hot conversation, honest, open, and transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have that conversation, but then you
Dave.
compare it to them so where they can
Yeah.
see it, and then you like, I will invite you to come to practice.
Yep.
Watch. I say, and I've had to do a couple times this year. Like, hey, come to like in your honest opinion, mom, dad, uncle, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think he's better than? That start. Okay, I'm look. Look. That's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now I want you to come to practice and watch just those two kids practice. I want you to watch your kid
Yep.
and the kid that you think that he should be playing over practice. And after practice, I want you to tell me if your kid should start.
Yep. And I know you mentioned Dave, and I want let me give Dave his flowers right quick, man, because I tell you one thing about Dave. When I was going through the recruiting process with Lil Jai, he was honest, kept it real with me.
Mhm.
You know, um, I hit him up about the Florida State, and he was like, Jai, I love him. I know Lil Jai's a baller. I know what he could do. I really love him. If it was me, I could do it. But he was like, I talked to Mike Norvell and all that. Just didn't have no film at DB. But he was honest with me. He was open with me. He didn't give me the runaround. He
Yeah.
kept it 100 with me, and that's why I'm always have respect for him. I'm 100%. You know what I'm saying? And that's all. Sometimes people be needing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and at times I think some college coaches don't do that. But Dave kept it real with me. He was like, Jai, we don't have no film on him, so why should the thing is the question mark is why should we offer a high school kid who doesn't have any film, even though I know the Jai's athletic, he can play,
Right.
and go get a guy out the portal who has film, who's already developed,
That
and
film.
all that. But he kept it real with me, and that's all I ever wanted. So from here on, I respect
No,
him
respect
to
it.
top notch.
Respect it.
Talking about high. And that's all I ever wanted. And I told him now, I was like, Coach, thank you for keeping it 100. That's all I ever wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dave, I tip my hat to you, big brother, man, for keeping it real about that situation. And I always want to know. I'm one of them parents who, and I always be realistic with Lil Jai about it. You know, man, yeah, this is the reason why this is that. Now, the ultimate sacrifice, you're an ultimate team player. So my son could have been a 5-star. I'm telling you, actually, he know that at cornerback. But he's 6'2". We played quarterback because that's what he's been playing since 5. And the team needed him that we didn't have no other quarterback.
Right.
You know, so, and I told him the situation about it. But shit, once Tulane gave us the opportunity, shit, that was it, and we ran with it. You know, but Dave, man, I tip my hat to you, man. You kept it 100, dog.
And
Kept it 100.
he
man.
might be his new head coach.
Yeah.
Might be. Rumor around town is
You know,
Princeton went off to Houston and took the bag.
yeah. You know,
So big shout out to Dave, man, for keeping that 100,
Jack,
man.
man.
And it's always love and major respect, Dave, bro.
but to be honest, like having conversations like that with Dave, Jabbar,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Brock, you know,
Brock
just
and Brock,
guys from our area
Mm-hmm.
that keep it 100 with us.
Fact.
You know, so like if this is a guy at the highest area, you know, you think about somebody like Jab, you know, Yak, you know, these guys been assistant head coaches at Power 5 universities.
Exactly.
You know, if they can keep it honest with me,
Mm-hmm.
why I can't keep it honest with that parent?
That parent.
Hey, look, this is the way it is.
Right.
But I need you at the same time. I need you to see with your own.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm a parent. You're a parent. You're a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Man, my boy my boy a dog, man, what you talking about, man?
Yeah.
My boy, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, because like I don't see him, I'm working, you know, boom, boom. He come and tell me, man, Dad at practice, I killed him today. Yeah. Man, they couldn't run on my side. They made me get off the field.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm get out there to so point. I'm like, yeah, I don't see it playing. Like, nah, I got to put, man, you did like, and I know especially if I know the game too. Why you not out there? Come watch practice. Man, you getting ran off the field. You ain't running nobody off the field. You getting ran off the field. Boy, they down blocking on you all day. You know, like, but like, just that reassuring. Like, I'm not gonna paint a pretty picture. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna take the Polaroid, shake it. There it is.
And being honest with your kids, so that's the main thing. You know,
Yeah.
keep it real with 'em.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of kids, like I'm always on Twitter and I'm always expressing kids, and I'm telling kids, listen, film is important now. The recruiting game has adjusted and it made a new wave. And if you're a kid, you're a 3-star, 2-star player, man, listen, I ain't gonna here to tell you that Power 5 is not in your future. I ain't here to tell you that you can't get to the Georgias, the Alabamas, the LSUs, the USCs, the Ohio State, the Michigans. I ain't gonna never tell you that you can't play there. I'm gonna tell you if that's not your ranking coming out of high school, there's a different path
Right.
than going there initially and never getting film. Because they're recruiting the top-rated kids that could come in and play now. Because there's such a demand now because of the increase in wages with these college coaching, the amount of money. It's not just the NIL money, but it's the increase in money that they're paying these coaches. These coaches come in with the mentality of not only do they have to win, but they got to have the right coaching staff. They got to get compensated.
Exactly.
And so it's a win now deal. It's not like, hey, he's got time to change and alter the culture of the program. This university is not giving. They're giving them 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years,
If that.
And so when that kind of coach, he's taking this route to try to win and win now. He's coaching for 2 years to get a 5-year extension.
Yep.
To get a 5-year extension.
When now, that's why they portal. That's why they're gonna get them kids out that portal, kids who developed and already who got experience, because win now. You don't win now, we're gonna get you out of there. Money's not an issue now.
Money not the issue no more.
See how they got Jimbo out of that money.
Oh, what? And all that recruitment they did from Jimbo to come out of Florida State to get the
Yeah.
Look, you got 76 on the books left, and
But
they still playing Kyle Summerlin.
yeah.
They don't care.
You know what I'm saying? But like in that situation, when I love to refer back to Tay's recruitment. Like, hey, he's a 4-star kid. He's undersized, all that stuff. Everybody, is well documented. But what he had to do, he betted on himself. He sold himself, but he understood, like, this is business. I understand what you're trying to do, but look, my job, hey, Nick, I know nobody's gonna outwork me. I know you got Judy. I know you got Ruggs. I know Ridley's still there. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Try to keep me off the field.
Yeah.
What happens his freshman year?
Championship.
Who makes the championship play?
Championship.
Two freshmen.
Two freshmen.
Devontae Smith,
And
Tua
Tua
Tagovailoa. Stuff that he been doing since, like it goes from that to Heisman to first round
Heisman.
from little
Heisman trophy.
But the thing I need people to understand most about Tay.
Heisman, your dog.
They haven't retired his jersey yet.
But
it's coming.
But the thing that people need
to win in the field, or
he's still humble. Still humble.
Yeah, good dude. They say
he good as gold. And the crazy cause by me never I came to Amy as he left, but the head coach at St. Helena now was his position coach at Amy. He seen our relationship. He sat back and just watched. Okay, and then next thing you know, hey Hank, man, what we doing this? Man, Devontae Smith calling me Hank, man. All right, baby. We got something. You know what I'm saying? We get to St. Helena, they interviewing us as staff, Devontae Smith there. Devontae Smith come practice with the kids and all this stuff. And we just sitting there calling like this our relationship with I coached against you for 4 years. I hated you for 4 years. And now it's you come but you got no choice but to respect the type of person that he is. And then when you your genuine person, I'm like, hey Tay, man, I need an autograph. Man, take a picture, man. Let's poke him.
He just Tay.
Man, Tay done been around me so many times, state championship games and all that stuff.
Yeah, he just Tay.
I'm not, hey man, I need a picture with you. I need this, I need that. No, hey man, look, I'm proud of you. Keep pushing. On the flip side, he the same way. Man, our last year, our last state championship at A-Meet, Tay on the sideline, man, the way they playing, I call boom, 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 boom. Man, tell Paul to coach, boom, 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 boom. Man, hey, put your mic down. Man, hey, yeah, not talking to man, yeah, man, because the way their safety playing, man, you go double slam right now and just tell a quarterback to roll like he about to pass, but just keep going, it's a walk-in. Powell just hear his former player say, what's the next play that happened? Go empty, triple slant.
Triple slant, yeah.
Yeah, we went triple slant and then walk in. It's but that's the kid.
That's the kid.
Nah.
The kid.
It could have been blown up and all that stuff. Powell could have did, what I'm saying? But he did that. He was there for supporting his old coaches, his alma mater. Seen us won a state champ. When you holding up the state championship, you looking for Tay nowhere to be found. Because for him, it wasn't about that.
It wasn't about that.
I'm here to support.
I'm here to support my alma mater.
My little brother on the team too. Yeah. I'm here to support this. All right. Proud of y'all, baby. I was here 3 times. I couldn't get one. That's something I love.
He never won it? He never won it? Who did he win against?
Lutcher? They should have won Lutcher. They should have won Lutcher. They got put out the playoffs unjustly.
Yeah.
Against the Bugalusa deal and Livonia.
Man, I thought he won one, man. I went over there with that talent, bro. Man.
Crazy, you know what I'm saying? But that's,
Now, the group that came behind Tay were Ish, Devontae Lee, Cassie Maxwell, Cam Henderson, and Monty Gilmore.
Yeah, them.
But they were freshmen and watched that kid work. They were freshmen man, if the best player on the team is doing this, I better do something. And that's the crazy thing. That boy could have been, it was just like you. He could have been a first-round DB if he wanted to.
Devontae? Yeah, he's ball skills. He go get it, man.
He gonna go get it.
Yeah, Heisman Trophy, man. Let's go get it.
Even though he ran one of the wrong colors.
It's power to him.
You know what I'm saying?
Power to him.
You know what I'm saying?
Too bad his road tide gonna come to a little closure. Come to playoffs.
You hope. Is Blue gonna do what Blue always do?
Nick ain't winning in a while, cuz.
Listen,
is Blue gonna do what Blue always do?
Man, listen,
Barbecue and mildew, baby. Y'all porterhouse, slab of ribs, and all that good stuff during the regular season. When it comes
Listen,
to
Y'all let TCU beat y'all last year, bro.
yes,
TCU,
listen, yeah, you ain't lying. But that was bad, boy. That was bad loss, boy. But listen, no, but we didn't have Blake that game. Blake was out for the playoffs. But I think that Michigan is overdue as a fan of Michigan football. We talking about from Charles Woodson winning the national championship.
that was it. That's the last time. That's the only championship you've seen in your life.
That's the only one I've
The
seen.
Giants, the New York Giants don't look that good this year. Neither do the Saints.
Oh my God!
Say, why you talking about my Giants like that?
So, for those who the annoying verse that y'all just heard was Marlon. His team ain't won Super Bowl since cocaine was legal. Cowboy fan, favorite. He don't know no better.
But no, I think my Wolverines, they have the best shot to win it. Now, obviously, they don't. I do think this much as a Wolverine fan. If they can't win it this year, then to me, their window is closed.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh's leaving.
Their window is closed.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
As a fan of watching Michigan football,
To me,
I've been closed already.
to me, the team that got the best shot to win it is Washington.
Why you say that?
The most dynamic quarterback, the most dynamic playmaker.
am I wrong? Number one, boy, I like Rome, boy. I like the receiver out of Washington. Oh, Rome, Rome, get down, boy.
It's still college. It's still college.
Defense
still
wins
ball.
championships, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Those honestly, the most balanced team is the team that's about to join the SEC.
Texas has a
Defense wins championships, baby.
Who
Their
got the
defense
best?
is pretty good.
The best defense is Michigan,
yes
Mm-hmm.
in this 14 playoff.
but who has Michigan played?
Nobody.
That's their problem.
Bama gonna win it this year, bro.
Man,
I don't want to say that.
listen, if Jim can't win it, our window is
You're not
closed.
winning
If Bama gets past Michigan, a rematch, because I think Texas is gonna beat Washington. I think Texas is gonna beat Washington. That's just my position. A rematch between Alabama
it.
and Texas.
That's what it's gonna be.
A lot of people wanted this smoke because a lot of people would decide between people. My position was Florida State gets in. They're not in. So this matchup between Alabama and Texas, this rematch, because Texas is not Alabama not the same team that we saw since week 2.
Neither is Texas.
They better.
They're better. Alabama's better.
Mhm.
Alabama's better now, especially now that they're comfortable with Jalen Milroe and how he's going to play the position of quarterback. So it'll be an interesting matchup to see. However, we owe both of them. We owe Alabama because we lost to them about 4 or 5 years ago in the playoff. We still owe Texas for losing to them against Vince Young. We overdue. I don't care who come out of it. The Wolverines better be successors. If they're not,
Your Wolverines offense is not potent as it.
Jim J. McCarthy, bad.com. He mediocre.
And you don't think Alabama's gonna stack that box? Niggas gonna stack that box and force you to throw the ball to their 2 best corners they got, who's probably the 2 best tandem in the country.
Agreed. But we got some receivers. We just don't have a quarterback.
Y'all ain't got
J.J. McCarthy, I like I don't know why he was up for the
y'all ain't got Jaden Daniels back there. Y'all ain't throwing to Brian Thomas, Malik Davis. That's the whole team. That's the only people that had success.
Those are the facts.
Now Texas is talented, bro. I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
I have to see. Now that is going to be a good game with Washington and
Texas.
because they almost equally Washington don't have a lick of defense, but they got a good running game. I love the running back. Number 7, he runs the ball hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they battle tested.
But Texas has the more talent, though. I'll tell you that.
I would say
That's Steve Sarkisian going back to Washington because he was a former Washington head coach
Mhm.
before, so that's going to be an intriguing matchup. But if you going dog for dog, I think Texas wins that.
I think Texas wins that
See,
game.
with the also
But Texas has been in 2 beating Oregon twice, which is hard to beat a team twice. And
that was the thing. Oregon was more talented. The
Right.
Oregon team was more talented
Yeah.
than
Washington.
That's why I kind of got like a little scary confidence in them because like y'all been outmanned.
Yeah, but
in
Texas
your
ain't got no
game.
dogs like that either, though. Texas ain't built like that, like talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's like how do you?
Right. So I think it's gonna be a good matchup with that. But the winner out of the Michigan game and Alabama game is gonna win.
I mean, with national championship.
But I don't see Michigan offense is not potent like that. Now is Jalen Milroe the best quarterback to come through Alabama? No, he's not. Nah, but what
He
they
makes plays.
did well was what they did well, especially when I watched the LSU game. What they did well is made the adjustment, and they were running quarterback counters and quarterback power
Man,
with him.
that could Matt House ass said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my best defensive player and put him over the slot and not spy the quarterback because all 8 points came off of
Yeah.
quarterback runs.
Yeah, it was.
He
it
didn't
was
throw
a
a
RPO.
he didn't throw a
No,
touchdown.
He
It was
had 4 rush
RPO.
touchdown.
He
had
didn't
4 rush
throw a touchdown. You put if you put one of those guys in Makai Wingo didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
That you know
That
what I'm
was
saying?
huge.
That's huge.
Yeah, LSU was going to score for score with him in the first half.
Yeah,
Though.
you know what I'm saying. Then once Daniel the one they didn't score on one drive and then Daniels got hurt. It was like
That was it.
I do think this.
cancel.
Obviously, we know we've had Greg Brooks on an episode with him. I think when Greg went down defensively, I think it was something about it.
Yeah.
That defense.
Mhm.
Maybe something. Greg is one of the leaders on that defense. When you use a player like that, and I think that the way they lost him, it's not an injury. We talking about brain. We talking about his life. I think that it took something away that a box score can't answer.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Right.
It's something that you can't just say, hey, nah. It took something away from that defense. I think they never recovered. I think Matt House has a big problem with he's a part of their problem, but I think when Greg went down, they had nobody to come fill the void of Greg Brooks for this defense. I think at some point in time, I think if Greg Brooks would have been played to play the whole season, I think the defense would have made some stops. I ain't saying that they figured it out, but I think that eventually.
Right. I just thought it was a system or scheme issue that they were having too.
Schematic. It's no schematic.
And some guys in the wrong position. I thought that was just the whole schematic thing and personnel things that I thought they could have done better on their end to put them guys in situations to be more successful and more dominant.
Absolutely.
But college play gonna be fun, man. I mean, I understand the Florida State thing, but I don't understand it because you're 14-0. Now, college football is going to be messed up because of that.
Yeah.
But I understand when you don't have a quarterback, but the body of work doesn't matter.
I didn't agree with it because of the Ohio State situation when they had Cordell Jones at the third-string quarterback. They still came in and they was undefeated, and they still made the playoffs.
But they won that. But they won a conference championship game convincingly, though. They beat them like by 30 points.
That's true too.
But to me, like
they struggled against Louisville.
Let's just keep it a band. Last year, you got TCU in.
I killed everything. Yeah, that messed up.
And TCU, they won against Michigan, but they got demolished. It's all about money. So, in their eyes, what's going to give them the best?
To have a non-SEC school in the 14 playoff, I wasn't going to see that.
To be honest, to be honest, the team that got slighted the hardest was Georgia. They was number one the whole year.
Exactly.
They was number one whole year.
For 3 years straight.
You know what I'm saying? So like your only loss came in the championship game, and it wasn't like I could see if it was a bad loss.
3 points.
You know what I'm saying?
3 points.
So you lost the SEC championship, and your reward is you go from one where you've been all year
to 5
to 6
to 6. Yeah, they're behind Florida State.
1 to 6, like that, like that to me, like worst case scenario, Florida State should have kept their spot. Michigan go 1. Washington went 2. Florida State went 3. Georgia went 4.
Losing the conference to Alabama.
But still, the head-to-head, like Georgia, like Alabama lost the head-to-head
to Texas.
Right.
So
Texas lost to Oklahoma.
So like the only way to put Bama in, you had to put Texas in, and that sacrificed Florida. Florida State. So honestly, that's what should have happened. They should have rotated. Like the four should have stayed the same. Should just rotate it. Nah, it would have the team that wouldn't have been happy would have been Michigan because now they were like, fuck, we got to play Georgia.
So they had to go and
Georgia.
We got to play. We got to play
If
Georgia.
you think about it, Texas is the only one-loss team who really had a bad loss, I would say, because they lost to Oklahoma. Georgia lost to Alabama. Alabama lost to Texas.
Right.
So that's the only loss. So by Texas not getting in there, I would have been understanding of that too.
I'd have been more appreciative of Texas when they got in because when you look at after them beating Alabama, they won in Tuscaloosa. I'm like, okay, fair enough, they won in Tuscaloosa. But when you look at the
week 2,
week 2. But when you watch what Alabama had to do after week 2, what Texas had to do after week 2, Texas played Kansas, who was ranked 24th. They played a Kansas State team that was ranked in the top 20.
Yep.
And they played the national champion. They played the Big 12 championship game where Oklahoma State ranked 18th. The only top team they played was Oklahoma, and they lost. So to me, their schedule.
Oklahoma dropped. Yeah, I don't even know if they dropped out of the top 25.
Yeah,
they did. And so my thing was,
but then on the flip side, Florida State is like your only notable win is on the neutral site.
Is LSU.
LSU
In Florida.
Florida wasn't ranked.
You
know what I'm saying? Florida wasn't ranked. I'm talking about like
LSU and Louisville were the 2 notable wins for Florida State. So they didn't have a notable win.
You struggle one, and you pulled away at the end, but against the other.
So
but
that's why I had Alabama in.
So it's like
the notable win.
I understand it, but it doesn't. It's not like you change it with. But you know what it is? They just solidified them saying this is why we have to expand the play.
I'm happy to go into 12 next year.
You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna still be controversial.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I don't 13. They got 12.
I don't think it's gonna be as
right.
I don't think it's gonna be as much because now it's like
12. You got 12.
You got 12.
You can't get mad because you can't really be mad about being 13.
Because next year, Georgia, Florida State, all of them would have been in it. So it didn't. The only thing that mattered is who got the bye.
Yeah,
who got the bye. So now you got to now. So now niggas be like, all right, the buys go. If you set the standard like the buys go to the conference champions. Now it's like, if you don't win a conference champion, it's like, all right.
Yeah,
I got to fight now.
It could be a question between 1 through 4, but you can't question 1 through 12. I'm not gonna fuss with 13. 13, you didn't do your job. Yeah. I'm not gonna fuss about the 12. I'm not gonna fuss about the 12.
The only way I see it be a controversy is like if a key player was out for 3 games, and the key player come back and they just go bananas. It's and then you get it like a team like. You get a team like, and this no knock, but like you get a team like Texas Tech that might win their conference. Was like, who did y'all like? Y'all didn't play no rank, right? Nobody ranked.
Or you're gonna have a team like Tulane that may win 1 game but win that conference, but they're not gonna be in the top 12. You may have that, but other than that, you're not gonna really have a much of conference.
But what is gonna force is now you gotta play.
You gotta play, guys. Yep.
You can't duck and dive no more.
Yep.
You gotta play.
But before we get ready to go, we already wrap up our show. With Jai's faves, we got to ask you some questions, some favorite questions, okay? Ready?
I got you.
All right. Favorite football player of all time?
Favorite football player of all time?
Any level.
Any level. High school, football, college.
Reggie Bush.
Mr. Electrifying himself.
Yeah, Reggie Bush fan, man.
I can understand.
College, NFL. Reggie Bush is ultimate. NFL, Jerry Rice.
Frat brother. Let's go. Let's go.
Jerry Rice.
Favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time, Money Talks.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Come on, man.
My favorite movie.
Come on, man.
Money Talks.
Listen, it was super funny though when he was inside the helicopter. He couldn't understand what they were trying to say, but he was picking up.
Go grab a house. Bread, some Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Listen,
favorite DB.
Favorite DB
all time.
Prime. Charles Woodson and Prime. And Champ Bailey. That's my 3.
Champ.
I can't go wrong with Champ.
But I tell you too, I studied Rod Woodson too. That was my guy too. So
I think Rod Woodson is
Prime, Champ, Rod, Charles.
Favorite sports moment that you was involved in?
My favorite sports moment? Winning the national championship 2007.
That trophy. And Les Miles' first one.
Yeah, it was electric, man. It was awesome.
Not Notre Dame.
No, that was Ohio State.
Ohio State. Yeah. Ohio State.
Yeah.
Played Troy Smith.
Yeah.
Yep. Played Ohio State. That was awesome.
Mileage.
That was fun, man.
The mileage.
Yeah, demised Troy Smith.
Mileage.
Favorite shoe of all time?
My favorite shoe of all time?
Favorite pair of sneakers?
Bally's.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bally's.
Class-
Animal Bally's at that. Y'all know about that, though.
The classic.
Yeah,
classics.
Bally's.
It was a classic.
Yeah.
I go with the Cohan before I go to Battle.
Cohan was a little more my era, though. But my favorite shoe was the Animal Bally's.
Dallas. I gotta do my 13.
Yeah, them Jays. I'm a Jays fan too, though.
You know,
I gotta do my Clippers. I don't
know.
Yeah,
It was it Timbo's at the time.
but we grew up around that Cohan and
Valley.
Yeah, especially when you go
We
get them
grew
at
up
the
that we go to school dancing.
Yeah.
Some Cohan with the jeans.
and the
With the
Jabos,
button-down
baby. What you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Don't step on my Hans, baby.
listen. I still want Kohans to work.
Cohans and loves, baby.
They comfortable. They comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes indeed, man.
Favorite rapper of all time.
Jadakiss.
Ooh, that's the first. That's the first.
Kiss.
Yeah, I'm a Kiss Juvenile fan.
Man,
Kiss
Kiss,
Juvenile.
that kiss of death
I'm a Kiss
album.
though.
That kiss of death album, my favorite
Yeah,
Kiss
Jadakiss
album.
my favorite rapper.
That 400
that-
degrees.
that-
That
that-
G code.
That
Yeah.
why,
Live by, die by.
Yeah.
man, that kiss, and that song with him and Mariah Carey, I was like, man, kiss
That
back.
kiss.
And-
Yeah.
And I heard the I was like,
my boy, man. Yeah, I'm a Kiss fan, man. I'm Kiss. He be giving it to you real, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey.
he paint that picture when he rap too. So I've been a
Biggie
fan.
Train.
Yeah, he come from under that Biggie era.
Biggie Train, baby.
Yeah.
Biggie Train. That's I can fuck with Kiss. I can fuck with Kiss.
Yeah, I'm a Kiss fan.
Favorite comedian of all time.
Favorite comedian of all time? Bernie Mac.
Let's go.
Yeah, he was so
baby.
authentic, man, and he was just so authentic, and his style was just his style. You know, he gonna cut up and cuss, and he just gonna be him.
Tell y'all, man,
Listen,
I'm killing y'all in
Listen,
that, bro.
I ain't lie. I was up. I had some company.
You
couple nights ago.
you were tired. You were never up. You never take the lead from me. You
Yeah.
tired me. I struck out. And you
Yeah.
came and caught me. Nah, yeah.
I was watching the Jamie Foxx movie. Him and oh my God, him and Vivica A. Fox.
Booty
no,
talk. Oh, with Tommy
Booty
Davis? Booty call.
Booty call.
I said
Booty call.
Lord.
Booty call. Booty call. Listen, bro, that glad rap scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you doing outside? Glad rap? 2 in the morning?
Yeah.
Look like I'm trying to make more. So like I'm trying to
You
make
got
more
to
than a sandwich.
lick it before you stick it.
Hey, Bernie Mac was funny.
His expression was like, look like I'm trying to make more than a sandwich.
Y'all seen him in that How to Be a Player with Bill Bellamy?
Yeah. Blue. Shut up, Blue. Shut up, Blue.
Bernie was funny, dog. That's
House
cool,
party.
man.
Ooh, I remember your name now. Remember they call you.
Joe
They call you
Paul.
Joe
Joe
Paul.
Man, you can't do
No,
nothing with
but
Bernie.
He was in some movies. Life, you know.
Yeah,
he
Life.
was a good one.
Listen, him and Head of State. With him and
Head of State.
listen, Bernie. had
Chris
some-
Rock.
had Friday. What
the-
up, brother Craig?
What's the one that was Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh, Soul Man.
Soul
Man,
Man.
it was
You the dog, motherfucker.
And what's the one with when he was the baseball movie? He was
Oh,
Mr. 3000.
He was cool in that
Mr.
movie.
3000.
Yeah,
Listen,
but
he played in all the Ocean's movies.
The Ocean movie. Yep.
Listen,
Yeah.
Bernie was so diversified, bro. We're not just talking about it. This like anything Bernie was on. I mean, he was on above the rim.
He was on the bubble.
Yes.
Yep.
boots.
Flip. You know, so you watch Bernie body of work, but I'm like, dog, it's hard. Now, my favorites is Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie pioneered a lot.
Eddie OG, man.
Eddie
He been
OG.
doing it, man.
Pioneered so much.
Pops and all that.
Yeah.
Been doing it, man.
Yeah.
And Eddie's an all-around talent too. I mean,
Yeah.
Bernie Mac stayed in his lane, and what he do is what he do.
Yeah.
But Eddie he's diverse. Like he can do it all. You know, the Nutty Professors
The
and all
Clumps.
that. The clumps changed the characters and all that. Yeah, he was one of them guys too, man. A lot of older guys are like Richard Pryor too, but Eddie was that guy. You gotta think Eddie was in Harlem Nights as
Yep.
quick and doing his thing too. You know,
I'm still trying to be Marcus Graham.
oh yeah, he a dog, man. He was,
Marcus,
a big dog.
darling.
Not if
Like-
Jesus was born. Like
and it took a while for Bernie for them to give him his show.
yeah, because
did a lot to
he
get-
was too he was too
authentic.
yeah.
man.
They ain't want that. They ain't want that mainstream.
Yeah, he was too authentic because he was gonna be himself. But really, that's what you really want actors to really do it, even though you're going off a script. But yeah, Bernie was the guy, man. Bernie was a guy, man. He was a guy.
And the last question: if it wasn't for sports, what would Jai Eugene be doing?
I always wanted to be a Navy SEAL if I didn't play football.
Come on.
Navy SEAL was one of the things I wanted. Never was in ROTC. I was going to do it if I didn't play ball once I got out of high school, but I always wanted to be in the military and become a Navy SEAL.
A Navy SEAL. Now, that's unique.
Hey,
we haven't had anybody that mentioned about joining the military.
Yeah, that's it. So, man, and my grandfather was the chief of police in St. Charles Parish. Come on, under that old law too, though. But military was a thing too, because it was almost like a team sport, just like and being a Navy SEAL, you on that line, man.
Right.
You doing the most. I would
most,
say that
the most.
You was on that.
And you're risking your life.
You're risking it, and the only way you become and get out of missions and all that by teamwork.
Yes.
So that's what I want. I wanted to be a military guy if I wasn't playing football.
No doubt.
There it is, y'all have it. Listen, that FanView podcast. Listen, first of all, thank you, Jai, for coming in here, coming in the studio. Man, it's been a long time coming, man. We've been following you for some time. Man, big shout out to y'all over at the Destrehan program,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Congratulations on having a great season. It did obviously end it like last year.
Right. We got our bus whipped though. Coach Scott. Hats off to Coach Scott. He had a little health situation that he got a kidney transplant. And that's big for him too. And I'm actually on dialysis too, so I'm waiting on to get a kidney transplant too. So I always want to spread that word up out there, make sure, especially us, get our men, get your health, understand your health, and making sure you get everything you need, and just spreading that word about it. You wouldn't know if I didn't tell you guys that I was on dialysis or that I had health issues.
Right.
But Coach Scott, man, hats off to him. He just got his transplant, so he'll be back in stride, in a couple months, man, too, So just wanted to spread that word out there, too, man, and give awareness to that, especially our brothers, too, man. Make sure that we go and get checkups, man, and make sure we go and see the doctor and understand what's going on with our body and our health, man. So just pushing awareness to that go find out, understand your health issues and your health situation and what you need to be better and be healthy.
Yeah, it is.
But I thank you guys, man. I appreciate it, man. It's always a blessing. I've always been following you guys, man, and I love the great work that you guys are doing in G, man. I tip my hat to you guys, man. G been doing it for a while too.
Yeah.
And man, big shout out to you guys, man. Y'all keep pushing to it. Great to have the opportunity to be here.
Man. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it, man.
Prayers for safe health. And with anything you need from us, you Coach Scott, y'all family, man, just reach out.
Reach out, man. We get anywhere we can benefit, we can help, man. We can always, communicate and talk, man. It's important, especially we're not children no more. I tell people all the time now, as peers, man, we're the unks of the community now. They look at us and say, man, we're not those little kids coming up. It's not our era. It's not our time. Them kids looking at us. Oh, that's uncle over there. You know what I mean? He's the elder now. So they look for us for guidance and looking us for mentorship, man. And I tell people all the time, it's our time, not from a potential time, but they look at us as the men of the community now. So we gotta always take the opportunity to share our stories and share people what's going. Our youth is people are saying that youth ain't listening. Yes, they are.
Yeah,
they are. They're taking notes. They're still a sponge. And it's our time to always be able to share our stories and what happened with us. And now that those kids can still make better decisions overall.
Exactly.
But listen, that's the FanView podcast. Listen, everybody get subscribed, get locked in. FanView podcast if you're on Facebook. FanView podcast if you're on IG. It's FanView podcast on TikTok. On X, it's FanView NOLA. Again, don't forget follow us on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Play. You name it what podcasts are. FanView podcast is done. Big shout out to New Orleans Talk Network. If you guys are in the market to get your podcast up and right, New Orleans Talk Network is no further place that you need to look. Get subscribed, get locked in. I'm that boy Fred.
Coach Hurricane Hen back at it again.
And again, baby.
And again.
Listen, get subscribed, get locked in, and we out. Episode 50, baby.
Out the books.
Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
It's DatBoyFred, host of FanView podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays 3:30 for the FanView podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.